Hello and welcome to everyone. Vladimir Vladek, the Bulgarian Cowboy. We are now going to talk about the upcoming fight between Geoff Neal and Neil Magny, which is, I believe, targeted for August 29th. Because I've seen read the news that it's targeted. It doesn't have to mean it will come to fruition, but let's hope it will. Let's put on a brief analysis. Geoff Neal, Hands of Steel, blue belt in BJJ and the great striker riding a score of 13-2. Geoff Neal fought many times in many promotions and he is a real finisher, TKO expert in UFC. He won in LFA Bilal Williams. His only two losses happened to Kevin Holland and Martin Sano, but in UFC he holds victories over Brian Camozzi, rear naked choke, Frank Camacho head kick, Belal Muhammad decision, Nico Price TKO, punches, and Mike Perry head kick and punches. So the guy has stunning punches and kicks, and he is very, very fast, very, very dangerous fighter. I would never share the ring with a guy like Geoff Neal. He's so tough. He always goes forward. And to be honest, his submission defense is pretty much fair. So, very tough opponent. Neil Magny. Neil Magny is brown belt in BJJ under Miguel Torres and Andre Leiter, riding a score 23-7. Neil Magny is actually the guy who holds one record. He is tied with Roger Huerta for most wins in a calendar year with a number of 5. And he holds 3 performance of the nights, one fight of the night. A UFC vet, real UFC veteran. He was riding a score of 7-1 before joining UFC, and he is a real vet as he competes since 2013. The majority of his fights went to judges' scorecards or decision, and his cardio is his greatest ability, definitely. Neil Magny's cardio is so good. I mean, Neil Magny can finish the opponent on the ground. It's not rare, but he just rarely goes to finish the opponent. That's true. Neil Magny is not a real finisher. Neil Magny is a guy who will maul you, a guy who will irritate you, a guy who will totally control you, dominate you until you surrender or until he outworks you. He is a tactical expert, a tactical battle expert, which he showed in a match against Johnny Hendricks, Carlos Condit, and against Li Jingliang and Anthony Rocco Martin, he showed a supreme level of dominance. So, when it comes to striking, I give advantage to Geoff Neal. When it comes to grappling, I think Neil Magny is slightly better, just like ground, transitions on the ground. But when it comes to pounding, striking on the ground, I'd again say Geoff Neal. Cardio, definitely Neil Magny. Absolutely, it's going to be Neil Magny. No doubt on that. Believe me, you don't want to end up fighting Neil Magny for 3 rounds. And kicks, again, Geoff Neal. So, which is my prediction for this one? I believe it's going to be a tough fight. Neil Magny is a tough opponent, very, very tough. On the other side, Geoff Neal. Geoff Neal is a rising talent, rising talent, the guy who's slowly breaking through the division ladder, and he's slowly climbing up the division ladder. He is undefeated for 7 fights in a row, while Neil Magny is on a 2-fight win streak. I expect it goes to judges' scorecards or decision, but if you ask me who's gonna win, I don't know. Only because of this cardio, because of this elite level cardio, slight advantage to Neil Magny, but Geoff Neal could defeat him too or knock him out. It's kind of 50-50, but because of a cardio, if Neil Magny advances to round 3, I'd give advantage to him. Everything other than that, I give advantage to Geoff Neal.